All right, hey, what's up everybody? Landan with LMR.com. In this video, we're gonna be checking out the body side moldings for the 1979 to 1984 Fox Body Mustangs. These are a factory style molding manufactured by DCR, or Daniel Carpenter Reproductions. This is the 10-piece kit, and I feel like this is the kit that most of you are going to purchase. If you would take a closer look at the moldings, they are constructed from black urethane, and on the front side here will be the recessed C-channel. Also on some of the moldings, within that recessed C-channel will be that smaller recess that kind of acts as a guide for the pinstriping. Again, some have it, some don't. That's just the way DCR makes these. All right, so if we flip the moldings over, we'll find the 3M VHB double-sided tape, as well as the protrusion from that recessed C-channel on the front. Touch base on this protrusion just a little bit. This is very important. You want to make sure you get this aligned properly with the channel or groove on the actual body of the car. If you don't, you're going to have installation issues. So if you get it too high or you get it too low, tape may not properly adhere to the body of the car. I actually ran into this on the 1979 Cobra. The body side molding for the door actually had this positioned incorrectly, and the bottom tape was not properly adhering to the car. So I had to take the molding off of the car, remove the double-sided tape from the molding, scuff the molding, apply new double-sided tape, flip it over, scuff it, and respray it. All in all, that took me a few hours, and that could have been avoided if I had just paid a little bit closer attention. Kind of my, hey, heads up, make sure you're paying attention to that protrusion on the back of the molding, and make sure you get it properly situated on the car. So with this 10-piece molding kit, we are gonna provide the required 3M Adhesion Promoter. The way I would split this up, pretty simple. For your longer door moldings, I would use 1 packet per molding, okay? So that's gonna be 1, 2. On the smaller moldings, you can split this up for 1 packet for every 2 moldings. In total, you're gonna use 6 of these packets. And inside of this packet is a sponge type applicator that is pre-soaked in that adhesion promoter. It's also important to check out the tech data sheet for this adhesion promoter. It's available on the website. It explains the flash time as well as your working time. So whenever you get your moldings, you'll notice some isolated scuffs and marks. That is 100% completely normal. That's from the manufacturing process, and you'll totally level those out whenever you go to prep your moldings. Speaking of prep, I would do 2 methods of prep. I would do a chemical prep, which involves wiping them really, really good with a solvent-based prep solution. That way it will remove all of the mold release agents, and then I would follow that with a thorough scuff from either 400 grit or a gray scuff pad. You're gonna see us use a gray scuff pad with warm water and dish soap, just because it's typically what we always do when you see us prep parts that we paint here on video. Whenever you do prep the moldings mechanically with your sandpaper or your gray scuff pad, spend the time and do this extremely well. Get your nooks, get your crannies, get these channels really well. Really, really micromanage your prep, because that is totally gonna dictate the outcome after you spray these with your Sim Trim Black. Per the sticker on the bag that each molding comes in, DCR recommends an adhesion promoter. We sell that specific adhesion promoter, so you'll want to purchase that along with a couple cans of Sim Trim Black whenever you purchase your moldings. I ended up using almost 2 full cans of the Sim Trim Black. If you feel like you want to go ahead and purchase that 3rd can, I would, because let's be honest, it's always good to have a little bit more than not enough. So depending on the condition of your front and rear bumpers, it's also going to be in your best interest to paint the molding section on those as well. If you're doing that, I would do that before you install these moldings, or at least before you install the moldings that butt up against the front and rear bumpers. To mask that area, scuff the bumper, take that mask off, clean it really well, and then re-mask before you paint it with your Sim Trim Black. While we're on the topic of details, before you install the moldings, if you have access to a 3-inch polisher or even a polisher in general, and you wanted to do some paint correction around the area which the moldings sit, I would go ahead and do that as well. We did this on the 79 Cobra just because we had paint correction around the entire car, but this really helped add some brightness and clarity to the paint around where these moldings are installed. If you want to see a little bit more detail of us actually painting the front and rear bumpers on the 79 Cobra, we'll have a link to the big mini resto video down below in the description with timestamps. Like any project of this size, you're gonna need a little bit of supplies. I recommend you watch this video start to finish, maybe get out some pencil and paper and jot down on what you may need. That way you can run to the store and get it. I'll tell you one thing that you will need, and that is an eraser wheel. We have a solution available on the site, so make sure you purchase that along with your moldings and everything else you need to get these moldings on the car. And the one last sales pitch will be the pinstriping. Several options available here on the site, LMR.com. The ones you're gonna see us use today with the 79 Cobra will be the light green pinstripe. Head over to the site, we'll leave a link down below in the video description so you can pick up the pinstriping as well. Sticking on the pinstriping note here, if you want to pinstripe it with the moldings installed on the car, go for it. Or if you wanted to pinstripe them after you paint them off of the car, you can do that as well. Something like this is going to boil down to personal preference. And then one last thing, this is kind of a fitment note. Some of these moldings will line up 100% perfect, some won't. That's just the nature of late 70s, 80s, and even 90s production cars. So as you install these, you will notice that they're gonna be kind of slightly off. Some will line up, some won't. That's also gonna depend on the history of the car. You know, had it been in a wreck before? Is one of the body panels slightly crooked? All of that is gonna play factor in how these moldings line up and butt up against each other. Just do the best you can. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the procedure of getting the old moldings off, prepping and painting the new moldings. We're gonna be working on our 1979 coating. Okay, so more than likely, you're gonna be dealing with side moldings that you aren't going to keep. If that's the case, just get them off without causing damage to the car. If you're trying to be a little bit more conservative, take some fishing line and go back and forth in a sawing type motion to cut through the double-sided tape. I chose to use a heat gun to warm up the molding, and I just peeled them off. Next, you'll want to use the eraser wheel on a drill and carefully remove the old adhesive. Whatever you do, don't turn the wheel very fast, as it's going to create a lot of heat and you'll burn through the paint. Use the eraser wheel for all of the leftover adhesive on the car. Go ahead and remove any leftover residue with a microfiber towel and Clear Coat Safe Adhesive Remover. Follow that with a clean microfiber towel and a prep spray. Isopropyl alcohol will also do the trick. If you're painting the front and rear bumpers, you'll want to do this with the moldings removed from the car. Now we can prep the body side moldings. Use some 400 grit sandpaper or take a gray scuff pad and a bucket of warm water with dish soap and thoroughly scuff all the moldings. If you have access to it, use a prep solvent to chemically strip the mold release agent first, as this will reduce the amount of scuff time that is required. Once you've scuffed the moldings, dry them off and inspect them. If needed, continue to scuff. The scuffed appearance on the moldings need to be uniform. Do this for all 10 moldings. Go ahead and prepare an area to paint the moldings. Lay all the moldings out in a somewhat organized fashion and wipe them down with a clean microfiber towel and a prep spray or isopropyl alcohol. First, we'll spray the moldings with Sim's Plastic Adhesion Promoter and allow 3 to 5 minutes of flash time. After the allotted time has passed, spray the moldings with a coat of Sim Trim Black. Allow this to flash for 3 to 5 minutes as well, and then you can apply another coat. Now you can inspect the coverage. We went ahead and applied a third coat, which turned out really nice. After the last coat, I'd recommend letting these fully cure for 48 hours. Before installing the moldings, go ahead and figure out which one goes where on the car. Also, dry fit the molding so you know where it's going to sit on the car itself. They all will need to sit correctly within the recessed area on the car. If you install them too high or too low, the tape won't properly adhere. I would start out with the door molding first, and due to the physical size of this one, help from another person is strongly recommended. Take the Adhesion Promoter sponge applicator and apply it to the areas above and below the recessed area in the door where the tape will make contact. If you're worried about applying it to areas where it isn't needed, place some painter's tape above and below the areas that actually need the promoter. This will help you stay inside the lines, so to speak. While the solution flashes for approximately 30 to 90 seconds, dog ear the ends of the tape backing film. Make sure the promoter has fully dried on the surface and then install the molding. As you work across the top of the molding, pull the tape back and gently press the molding into place until you reach the other end. Then, pull the tape from the lower portion and press the molding into place. I like to use a microfiber towel as a cushion while I push on the molding. Just be sure you don't apply too much pressure and cause damage to the surface. Make sure you apply pressure in sections over the entire molding for at least 30 seconds. The next molding to install would either be the rear one on the front fender or the front one on the rear quarter. Use a new Adhesion Promoter sponge and apply it to the surface. Dog ear the tape and then install the molding. Tack the top side and then peel the tape for the bottom portion. Apply pressure in sections across the entire molding for 30 seconds. Now you can go ahead and work your way around the entire vehicle, repeating these same processes for the rest of the moldings. Okay, so working on pinstripes now. I went ahead and did a trial run here at the rear of the fender. I think it turned out pretty good. But these moldings have some little inlays or channels, for lack of a better word, to where you can align this pinstripe. The pinstripe is 1/8 inch wide. The molding channel, I don't think it's exactly an 1/8 inch wide because I'm getting a little overhang on the pinstripe. So decal application squeegee with a felt end is what I'm using to work this in. If you want to ensure that it kind of conforms really well to that channel, you can carefully use a heat gun. Just be super careful due to the size of that pinstriping. Any additional heat can really mess this up. So you want to hold it away from the molding a little bit, and then kind of as you warm it up, as you heat it up, just kind of come in here with that felt side of your squeegee and just working into that channel on the body moldings, and you can continue that all the way around the car. Not very hard, just tedious. So here's the pinstripe. That's pretty self-explanatory. Razor blade, this is what I'm using to cut the ends off. This is a fresh razor blade. It's nice and sharp. Don't go grabbing the one you use to cut your cardboard boxes down or whatever you use it for. Make sure it's really sharp. That way you can neatly cut this pinstripe at the edge of the moldings. I'm just replicating what the factory moldings were. That's how they did it. I believe the factory moldings were actually painted on pinstripe style. So that's what we're gonna do. I got some scissors out just to cut some of the backing paper off. That way it just doesn't get all long and strung out. And then I got a little stool right here that I'm using kind of as my prop. That way my pinstripe just doesn't drag on the ground. And if you really want to get technical, got a little bottle of alcohol, microfiber towel. I'm using this and kind of wiping my fingertips as I go. You know, try to keep as much body oils off of this pinstripe as I can. Gloves, don't wear gloves. You won't be able to be accurate. You'll be fighting it and cussing it. So just wipe your hands with alcohol. And when you start it, I would give yourself about 1/4 inch of overhang. That way you can come back and trim it flush. But this is the tedious part right here. Is bringing this pinstripe down the molding. Don't stretch it either. You don't want to pull too hard. You just want to pull it enough to where it draws tension. You just want to kind of lightly go over it with your fingers and get it down in that channel. So see here, I've got a little uptick at the front from where I stuck it. So I'm going to have to peel that back off gently and come back in a flatter motion. Now, if you want to take your felt squeegee at this point and go in and kind of get a better grab or a better adhesion on the molding, you can. And we can come back and fine tune this once we continue down the door. The short ones are fun. It's this long stuff. It's this long stuff you don't want to mess with. It's just you gotta dance with it too much. So I stretched that one too far and I've creased my pinstripe. So that's what you don't want to do either. I creased it right there.
Creasy.
Because I strung this out too far.
What do you gotta do? Just rip it and stick it again?
Yep.
The whole thing?
No, you just gotta make sure it doesn't hit the ground. But basically that's gonna be a point to where you're gonna have to peel it back off and then come back, relay it in a shorter run. So that's about a 6-inch run right there. Oh no, that's about 8 to 10 inch run. And see what'll happen when you do that, you'll see some highs and lows. But I'm gonna tell you this much. Unless you just lay pinstriping every day, this isn't gonna be perfect. Oh, yeah, going into this, set yourself up for just to get the pinstripe on the car. No, you don't want it looking like
the mountains?
The mountains, yeah, there we go. I was about to say you don't want to look like a heart rate, but then again, if you're dead, it's flat. All right, well, I'll be here for the next 30 minutes or an hour, so y'all enjoy the time lapse. I can't stress enough, take your time with this, work in a very casual, methodical manner, and these will turn out exactly the way you want it to. We're gonna sign off for today. If you find value in what we're doing, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Until we see you in the next one, for all things Fox Body Mustang, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.